pickup zone.
Yeah, thank you, Shegun. Let me first commend the NGX for the Technology Board initiative. Viewing it from the lens of OPE. OPE is a global company with operations in several countries: Mexico, Colombia. The ecosystem not quite aware of this: Indonesia, Pakistan, Egypt. So OPE Nigeria is an OPCO within the larger OPE group. But one of the things which we know, which we are committed to at OPE Nigeria, is that we do know that we need to localize. On the long term, our success in Nigeria is a function of how localized we are. And that localization is in three ways: in terms of our people, despite our origin. Localization in terms of our people, localization in terms of our governance, and localization in terms of our capital. And it's also relevant in the sense that for a business like ours, and for most of our tech companies that make a lot of our money and revenues in Naira, managing the long-term risk of currency, matching the revenues, our revenue, is also very important. We've seen how that could be very important in terms of how the telecom industry in Nigeria has evolved, for example. So this is the kind of thing we believe that the tech board will do for us, and some of the things which the managing director of the NGS have mentioned in terms of flexibility for startups to list and all those things could be potentially very interesting for companies like us. The other thing I want to say is that financial inclusion is very key to us. So when I had the chairman of NGX, Erelu Adebayo, when she mentioned in making the capital market more inclusive, it speaks to some of our values, because the tech board will ensure that we move from situations of I raise capital based on who I know or who knows me to a much more formal market structure that makes the market more efficient in terms of capital formation, where a lot of the information asymmetries between those who have capital and those who have investing opportunities are eliminated, because there's now a much more formal market structure. So we commend the Tech Board initiative, and it's something very interesting. Thank you. I'd like to share about 5 tips, or you call it tips. And it's about OPE, but it also seems to be general to most of the tech that have scaled. The first one is to focus on markets that are large and big, that are typically excluded by traditional business, where you can create new markets that can scale rapidly. That's what OPE has done with his agency banking business. One of the early movers into that market, saw the scale of what the banks are not doing. If you build a large footprint of agents, we could unlock in large markets that traditional banking has not served. The second is that you need to experiment rapidly, find the right product market fit for the market problem you want to solve. If you find it, you must recognize that there are 3, 4, 7, 8 people out there who are thinking like you. Therefore, it's important as soon as you find the right product for the market you want to solve to run very quickly. One of the key lessons from OPE and for many tech companies is that there's increasing return to scale. The economics of the market is going to be different if you are coming 2, 3 years after some other guys have scaled. The third one, of course, is for OPE, moving into adjacent markets. We built a strong offline business in terms of where we first built our scale. We are building an adjacent business in terms of our online gateway business today. For example, the other one, of course, is we need to run. Be driven by purpose. Our financial inclusion. I like the comments by Jibril about being driven. What is problem you are trying to solve? Ultimately, valuation is a function of the market problem you've solved commercially and how you build a franchise around it. For us at OPE, the financial inclusion drive, for us particularly, has been a major driver of what we have done and the valuation that has been created by what we do. I think the last one will be that find partners. You can't do it alone. At OPE, we are focused on doing the last mile. We partner with a lot of people who are upstream, so that we can partner together to create a lot of value for our customers in terms of the kind of service we provide for them downstream. So those will be the kind of things, and they seem to be general to most of what the big successful tech companies have done locally in Nigeria. Thank you.